I like cheese.
Hi Shanny Fannies, welcome to Educating Shanny, where every Thursday I answer your questions. I'm Shanny.
I'm Danny.
And I'm recovering from an eating disorder.
Hi, Shanny.
Hi! This is my husband Danny. For those of you that don't know, I asked you guys to leave us some questions on yesterday's video, and we're going to answer them, and Danny's going to help me because I still have the flu. And it's very possible that I will throw up on you.
Done.
Or diarrhea.
I prefer the first one if we have to choose.
Really?
Yeah.
You think it would be better to be thrown up on than diarrhea on?
Yes. By like 100.
Yeah, I guess. What do you think? Tell us in the comments below. Okay, first question goes to Bridget Lana, who lives really close to me. I just gave her a shout out on Sunday's video. She has the most beautiful, amazing voice in the whole world, and I love her. Yeah, if you haven't checked out her channel, I'll put the information below. Please go subscribe. She's so deserving of it. She's so freaking talented.
Super good. Super good.
Okay, so Bridget says, does Danny still feel any resent towards your abusers, even though you have forgiven them? I have had a hard time with some in-laws for a very similar reason, but I was wondering how Danny handles it.
As a husband, I will probably always have that resentment. Because this is my wife, this is the love of my life. And it's natural for the human part of my brain, the male part of my brain, to, yeah, want to find these people and smash their face in, you know. Whether I know them or not, it doesn't really matter. They hurt my love, and that's not acceptable. Now, the rational side of my brain says, if my wife, who was the victim, which had nothing to do with me, if my wife was the victim and she has moved on, forgiven, settled, whatever the case is, then that should be good enough for me, so I can at least tolerate and be civil around such people. However, if she gives me the green light, smashy smashy.
That'll never happen.
I know. I'm just letting you know, and everyone else know that if the green light goes, smashy smashy.
Gotcha. Aino Kapanen. How is your relation to sports? Like, what kind of impact eating disorder and negative picture of your body has in it, and what kind of sports you enjoy? And does doing sports make you feel better or worse about yourself? Asking this because I'm struggling with these topics. Love you. You've helped me a lot. I love you too. What is my relation to sports? I have no relation to sports at all. I like watching football with my family, only to be with my family. I like watching volleyball to support my brother-in-law, who's a volleyball coach. That's the only time I watch it. I always loved watching soccer growing up because my brother played soccer. The last time I played sports was in elementary school, and I played soccer and volleyball, and I was pretty good at it, but I got out of that quick. I'm more of a music geek, choir geek type of a girl, and always have been. Danny, what's your relation to sports?
Sports are cool. I'm not a big watcher, I'm more of a player. So, but even then I didn't play. I'm not on
We're
any
not
teams.
sports people, okay? He plays airsoft.
I play airsoft. That's a sport. But I think where the question comes in, if you were to have a sport, would your body image be affected by said sport? Like if there were the girls that are more
yeah, that's why I didn't do sports.
athletic and stuff.
Yeah, that's why I didn't do sports.
So it doesn't. So sports did affect you.
Oh, was that the question?
That sounded like the question.
Oh, yeah. That's why I didn't do sports. That's why I hated PE. That's why, because I would always just be comparing myself. I did not have a normal, you know, average, I guess, body for a child or a teenager. So I just tried to steer away from it. And like, I remember loving to like jump on the trampoline, but I would never do it because I would get self-conscious.
Sorry, camera ran out of room, had to make room.
Like, I just hated doing all that because I was really jiggly as a child, and so things would jiggle. So I didn't do sports because I was self-conscious, and I bet if my body type were different, I would have loved sports. I always wanted to be a cheerleader, and I know most people don't consider that a sport, but I do.
So if you could go back and talk to yourself as a young little girl, now knowing what you know, what would you say?
I would be like, play whatever the frick sport you want. Who cares?
Why?
Because nobody's looking at you as much as you think they are. And if they are, that's because they are young children that don't know any better, and they will grow out of it. Most of my bullies have grown out of it. They're different people now than they were when I was little. So.
I think that's true of everything though, right? We always think we as people are always our own worst critic, our own worst judge. You know, we think everybody's watching us and judging us and stuff like that. But do you walk around and judge people and critique them and say, oh my gosh, look at that girl, she shouldn't be bouncing on a tramp, she's so jiggly?
I guarantee
no, who cares? I don't have time for that. Nobody has time for that.
When you go to a party and you feel all self-conscious, like, oh my gosh, how do I look? How do I look? Guarantee you every other kid there is thinking the same thing. How do I look? How do I look? Yeah. Not how does that person look?
Yeah.
And
nobody
if they are
thinks
thinking that
stuff.
And if they are, some people do.
Yeah.
They're just immature and they'll get over it, and even some adults do that, and that sucks, but most of the world is not as focused on you as you think they are. So
that's true.
Sigrid Hustad says, hi Shanny, hi! Would you do a Ouija board session, or is that going against your religion? Love you too. Is it against our religion technically?
No.
Is that like a rule anywhere?
No.
I don't think it's a rule, but I would never, I'm not into that kind of thing. I mean, I don't judge anyone that does, neither does they, but it's just not our thing. I don't know. Paul just texted. If you guys aren't subscribed to Paul Green already, you need to do so. I'll put his information below too. He's amazing. And he just texted saying, I won something for you, Shanny, at Nickel City tonight. Nice. Okay, Brooklyn Wallace says, hey Shanny, hi. I hope you're feeling better. I'm not, but thank you. For the Q&A, or maybe just now, I need some advice. Recently, I've had a falling out with one of my best friends, and I'm having some relationship troubles, and it's thrown me into a full-blown relapse, almost to the point of suicide. I'm sorry.
Aww.
Do you have any advice on how to break the slump I've been in? Thanks, I love you. I do have something to say about this, because I spent so many years, especially in my teenage years, letting things trigger me more than they needed to, because I think I just would put so much more on me than needed to be put on me. I honestly would just stop giving it so much power. Stop giving these situations more power than they deserve, because it's taking, when you give them, those situations, too much power, it's taking away your own power from yourself, and you need all the power that you can get to heal, to love yourself, to help other people, to serve other people, to grow yourself, to become the person that you ultimately want to be. And it just gets in the way of your growing, it gets in the way of your healing and everything. So I just would say to try and eliminate as much of that as you can. And if these things keep happening to you, I'm really sorry. Like, I get it, that sucks, and I'm not saying that you should just ignore them. I'm just saying that bad things and hard things are always going to happen, and it would be better the sooner you could start practicing different ways to handle it than your eating disorder, because I really wish I would have practiced that growing up, and even into my adult years, I wish I would have practiced that. So.
I have an analogy if you want. If you drive your car, you put fuel into it, okay? And if you are racing a bunch of idiots out there who don't know that they're racing with you, or worse off, are trying to race you and just whoop on you for no reason, then you're wasting all that fuel which you need to get recovered, get to work, get to home, get to family, get to a job, whatever the case is. So when you fill your car up with fuel, you need to save your fuel for yourself, for your interests to get home. Don't waste your fuel on pointless races that it's not going to get you anywhere. You're just burning your energy, you're burning your own fuel.
And we are living proof that relationships can be mended. So sometimes it needs time, sometimes it needs talking, sometimes it needs more time together, sometimes it means time apart, you know? Like, relationships are always going to come with trouble because not one of us on this earth is perfect, and relationships are one of the hardest things in the whole world, but it's also the most rewarding. So don't give up. Like, things can get better, and they will get better. So, okay, Little Monker says, "Hey Shanny, hope you feel better soon. Thanks. The flu is never fun." I remember from last week's live video that you booked an appointment for June 13th. Were you able to go? If so, I hope they were able to give you some good news in regards to your endometriosis. Feel better, Shanny. P.S. Danny seems like an amazing husband and man. You truly are blessed. I know.
Thank you.
He's awesome. I did not go to my appointment. Number one, I had the flu. And I didn't want to get her sick. And I don't know, does the flu travel through the vagina juices?
Pretty sure the flu travels through all the juices.
And also, it was an appointment that I probably would have had to get a pap smear. And I haven't had a pap smear for like 6 years. And I'm terrified. I'm not going to lie, a tiny bit thankful that day that I had the flu. And then I could call and healed. I'm terrified. I don't want to know what's in there. I don't want the juices to be infecting the nurses.
Do that. They have...
You just said it travels through the juices. That's vagina juices too. Okay, Kate, hi Kate, says, "You ever feel guilty when you're sick? I spent 2 years in bed depressed, and now when I'm sick, like right now, I feel like I'm not allowed to rest because I used up all my rest time then." Ooh. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's almost like, except for me, it's more like because I spent, 10 years in bed of our marriage, and when I started getting better, and then if I got sick, and I'd have to go back to bed when I was actually like flu sick or cold sick, I felt so judged, even though I'm sure my family wasn't judging me. But thought even crossed my mind with Danny, but I know that that's not true, that maybe they're thinking, oh, she's depressed again and she's just saying that she's sick because she wants to stay in bed. No, like, I really am sick, and it's frustrating, and I hate that misunderstanding when you've worked so hard, because it's the hardest thing in the world to get your butt out of bed when you're depressed. It is the hardest thing in the whole entire planet, world, place, except maybe like childbirth. I hear that's pretty hard. So other than that, other than pushing a 10-pound item out your vagina, getting out of bed when you have depression every day is the hardest thing in the world. I guess famine is pretty hard, and rape, and, you know, Congress. Okay, Amelia Davis says, "Hi, Shanny, hi. I really hope you feel better soon, honey. Love you." I love you too. You're so sweet. "I want to thank you and Danny so much. You have inspired me, given me the courage, and given me the strength to recover. I am now 6 weeks binge free, and I'm loving every second of it." That is so cool.
Nice.
Good job.
Good job, serious. Good job.
I couldn't have done it without you. You are both incredible. My question is, what food could you absolutely not live without, and what food do you think should be wiped off the face of the earth, and why? Lots of love, Shanny and Danny. I love you too.
Food that I could not live without. So this is a bit different for me because I'm not a food.
Start with the food you would wipe off the face
Goulash.
of the earth. I knew you were gonna say that. He's talking about my spaghetti goulash that I make.
I smelled it all night, by the way. And when I woke up, guess what I smelled? Freaking goulash.
Listen, we grew up really poor, and this was a good, you know,
I grew up
meal
poor
for
too.
when
You
you're
didn't
poor.
see us putting a bunch of
No,
junk
but
in a
you
pot.
ate other weird things, and I don't make fun of it, and I at least try it.
Like what?
like artichokes dipped in mayo.
That's
What?
really good. Right.
Okay, I'll let you in only because I know you're about to argue me on the mushrooms.
Yeah, that's
Mushrooms are the devil in disguise.
That's the food you would wipe out of all the food in the world?
Out of all the food in, well, I don't know. I've never really had anything else that's bad, but I also have not tried a lot of bad things. I imagine that I would really hate liver. Like when people eat liver and onions. I don't even know what that is, but I have a feeling I would not like that. Out of the food that I've ever eaten in my life, mushrooms are absolutely the worst for me. I hate mushrooms. And what could I not live without? Oh, good heavens. It changes all the time. Right now it's watermelon. Sometimes it's tiger's blood. Beans, eggs, cheese, potatoes, beef, roast beef, gravy and potatoes, corn on the cob, salad, the iceberg salad, ranch dressing,
cucumbers, pizza, hamburgers, cheeseburgers, hamburgers without the bun and no cheese, dipped in ketchup, meatloaf, french fries, teriyaki chicken, teriyaki beef, fried rice with teriyaki sauce, the salad that they give you at the teriyaki place with the oriental dressing, vegetable tempura, noodle soup, tomato soup with grilled cheese sandwiches, vegetable beef soup, pie, banana pie, chocolate, pumpkin, I really like German chocolate cake lately, and carrot cake. Oh, those little chicken things that I used to make when we were first married. I like casseroles, cheese and chicken casseroles, and with broccoli inside. I love broccoli, steamed broccoli, and steamed cauliflower with the spray butter on it. Oh my goodness. Carrots when I can chew, apples when I can bite into them. Bread, I love bread. If it didn't constipate me, I'd eat it all day long. I really love juices. I really like snow cones. I'm a big fan of cookies and chips and junk food. Oatmeal, cereals. Oh, I could go on for days about the cereals. I love waffles, scrambled eggs, bacon. I like those, like, you know, Big Macs from McDonald's. I like the little egg McMuffins, the McGriddle ones. I do like pancakes also, not just waffles. And, what was the question?
Okay, that's all the questions we have time for today. We'll see you tomorrow for a fun video, hopefully. What did Paul bring us? Are you kidding me right now? What? Are you joking? Paul! Oh my goodness. Hi, Shanny and Danny. I won this poop for you. I know how much you like poop. Please enjoy and share with your fannies. Ta-ta for now, Paul. Paul, you're the cutest in the whole world. Thank you so much. He said it lights up.
So sparklies, or that, or just on.
That is so, I like the one that's just on.
And there was a bonus gift.
There was? A pretty sparkly pink fan. Paul, you're the cutest. How did you win this? You would have to get so many tickets to win this? You wasted all your tickets on me? Good, you should have. Thank you, Paul. I love it. And thank all of you. And remember, we'll see you tomorrow for a fun video. And remember for everyone always that you are beautiful.
You're worth it. And I am too.
I have diarrhea.
You better run. Funny.
This is the coolest hat I've ever seen in my whole life.
Pretty slick.
In all the existences of the places of the times.
It's kind of crappy.